So when I think about Lag BaOmer, like each holiday and especially Shabbat, you have like different songs. I always think of like Jose Feliciano, "Come on baby, light my fire." Because that's what you think about on Lag BaOmer. You think about fire, and Reb Shimon Bar Yochai, Zohar, which is light, which is fire, and so on. But the key point, as I'm sure you're already familiar with, is that there was a horrible tragedy that happened during the counting of the Omer. That was the 24,000 students of Rebbe Akiva that died, which we'll come back to in 1 minute. According to the mystics, these were the same 24,000 people that died in the uncomfortable situation of the head of the tribe of Shimon with Cosby, and the situation in the desert and so on, where Pinchas had to come and save the day. These were their incarnations, yet they failed a second time. But the question really is, we know that Rebbe Akiva says that the whole klal gadol, the whole bottom line of Judaism is v'ahavta l'reka chomocha. So isn't it very hard to understand when it says that his students didn't respect each other? I mean, my gosh, Rebbe Akiva is their rabbi. This is his modus operandus, to be loving of your neighbor, and this is the very place in which they failed. So we have to understand what it really means, because we might learn something about it as well. It doesn't mean that they were standoffish. It doesn't mean that they were spiteful for each other. It was actually just the opposite. They were too personal. They were too invasive. They were not respectful of the privacy of the other person's life. How many times do you meet someone you barely know and the first thing you ask him is, "What do you do for a living?" That's your business? Is that important to you? Why don't you just ask him to show you 1040 and how he filed his taxes last year? A person is respectful of another person, giving them their space, allowing them to offer information instead of invading information. That is really learning how to love and appreciate each other. And that only comes when we respect our own space. And when we look at the transition of Lag BaOmer, at the time which put an end to that, what is actually the day of Lag BaOmer? It is the Hod of Hod. It is the glory of Aaron. There couldn't be somebody who loved more people more than Aaron. Aaron runs after saving marriages in crisis. Aaron runs after people who are having fights with each other. Aaron knows how to lie in order to bring truth, right? Moshe is all about truth, but Aaron knew how to do everything, because greater than truth is peace. But part of the greatness of Aaron is that Aaron understood more than anybody discipline, because to be the high priest was the ultimate in discipline. And so therefore, that's the lesson of Lag BaOmer. If we really want the light to come out, we have to make sure that we're not overshadowing our neighbors. We're not helping them in a way which is invasive and is also maybe painful. But rather, we are allowing each of us to have our Dalet Amot to be able to bring that light collectively through our discipline and through our respect for each other.